Ladies and gentlemen, in a time in the United States of America where sports fans are just busy watching old reruns and classics from the past, the NFL draft is back. And not only was it free to watch, but you could have also got paid to watch it. We're going to talk about how Zoom hit all-time highs today, how we took advantage of it based off of the NFL draft starting, the strategies you could have used to catch it, and how simple it really was if you just knew where to focus, and what I'm going to do to even do a better job for than what I already do when helping traders focus on the right names. I am Mark Melnick. This is the Newsbeat Show. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Newsbeat Show. My earnings names, pretty much a scratch. Might be up a little at the end of the week based on the mathematical projections of the list. And I would never tell you to buy or sell a security, which reminds me, you need to go on the next slide, pause it for 15 minutes and 32 seconds, read it in its entirety, and then hit play. Thank you so much for reading that. Okay, now we're going to talk about something in the morning in which we discussed, which really helped our conviction. Being quarantined with kids is a lot of fun. So we had literally 4 names on our list today: Facebook, Zoom, Emu, and Amazon. And I decided to focus on the Zoom this morning. Again, this comes out in the pre-market. Now, when the day starts, I literally have no idea what the expletive is going to move. I don't know. But what I can do is immediately focus on what I need to be focusing on. Now, how do I do that? How do I do that? How is it that I know what to focus on? How would you know? How would you do it? There are 4 names. Don't you love when these trading gurus out there give you a bunch of names, whether through a scan or a scam or a list or parameters, but you don't know what to choose. And of course, there are maybe some of them out there that give you one name, and by all means, I respect it. But I gave you four names. How do you even know how to start? You hear all these bandits doing these one and done strategies doing real well, but how did I know which name to choose, Mark? The answer is actually very simple. We're going to show you how to take advantage of Zoom, but first I want to show you this because it's going to help you literally understand how to apply what needs to be applicated. You see, what we do, ladies and gentlemen, in the Newsbeat live room, we actually share with you strategy updates which are working in the current environment. And it is access to all Newsbeat live members through their portal, which I'm going to share with you now because you should take a look at it. On the one and done and know your limit, if your first bar is in the direction of your desired trade, green if you're going long, red if you're going short, it legitimizes the likelihood of success. So, I have 4 names on my list. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Yes, I did choose Zoom, but why? Is it because yes, honestly, it was because I know the NFL draft is going to be hosted on Zoom, and then I'm going to show you all the strategies and how the Newsbeat live members really the ones crush this name today. But this is going to teach Newsbeat live members and you audience how to focus on the right name in the morning after you have a list of names. So I have 4 names here: Amazon, MU, Zoom, Facebook. So I'm going to use those as an example. It's not a cherry pick. I'm going through all of them. I'm going to take you on the one chart, which is very simple, and we're going to take you to a 1-minute bar. One and done is very simple. You buy through the top of the first 1-minute bar. Now, what you're going to notice is it actually worked on Facebook. It worked on Amazon. It actually, considering this thing jumped $1 here in a minute before pulling back, it actually worked on IMMU and then grinded up after. And, of course, it worked on Zoom. But why Zoom? Well, if you go back to the strategy update, if you read step number 2, we literally update the strategies on a daily basis if they need to be updated. The market evolves and changes. How many of you agree that the market evolves and changes? I pray to whatever you believe in that you do, because it does. Why shouldn't your strategies change? Why shouldn't you update what you're doing in a real-time basis? It sounds hard. Well, that's the difficulty of being a trader. If it was as easy as me saying, when this happens, just do this, and you're comfortable for the rest of your life, believe me, if that magic bullet existed, everybody would be doing it, and everybody would want to be a trader, right? But you have to adjust, you have to evolve. That's how you remain consistent. That's how you remain successful. That's how you remain going on. So very simple. Again, on the one and done and know your limit 8, which is KYL, if your first bar is in the direction, so you need to be green if you're going long. Now, if you go back over here, you'll notice that every single one of my names were based long. All right? So you're looking for the first green 1 minute bar. So I started with Amazon. I was like, no, looks red. Looked at IMMU. It started flushing early. So even at like 9:30 a.m. in 45 seconds, I'm already looking at IMMU and I'm like, expletive this. Screw it. There's no reason to look at it. I'm looking at Facebook. I see it going down at 9:30 a.m. in 50 seconds, right before the first 1 minute bar closes. I'm like, nope. Then I see this. Then I see that. And I look at the, oh God, what calls was I looking at? The 160s, the 165s? I don't remember. But they were like 5-10 cent range in Zoom. They were tight. They were tighter than an insert your funniest joke to whatever you find humorous here. And I noticed Zoom, the first 1 minute bar was green. So as it was going up, before it even closed, I saw it going up right before the 1 minute bar closed at 9:31 a.m. Eastern Standard. And this is the key to making money. So please listen carefully. Amazon was not there again. IMMU was not there again. Facebook was not there again. Zoom was there. So what do I do on the broadcast? The first thing I do is, guys, Zoom looks like it's setting up strong for a one and done. I don't remember. I'm paraphrasing, but I said something to that effect. Like the 1 minute bar is looking strong here on Zoom. I don't remember my exact words. I'm sure it's recorded somewhere. So I literally, as this 1 minute bar closed, I went long through 154.46. It literally popped $2 in 1 minute. Next minute went to 157.41. In 2 minutes, I was up $3. Now my calls went to like 3 and change from like, I think it was 210, 215, 220. I don't remember. I don't have my software. I don't really care. But here's my point. You don't need a lot of money to trade this. You don't need a lot of money to trade this Zoom. And if you're a prop trader and you have buying power, oh my God, are you gold? You have 150,000 in buying power as a prop trader? Beautiful. You only have $2,000 with a very small option account and you wanted to trade? Perfect. Don't you realize this caters to everyone? That's the beautiful thing about this. That's the beautiful thing about stocks like Zoom. The options were tight. If you were to buy 5 of them, let's say you threw $1,000 down, you have $1,000 in buying power, $1,000 to buy 5 Zoom contracts, which is the share equivalency of 500 shares. No, they move a little different. I'm not saying they're identical. They're not, but I'm just pointing out if you wanted to buy 500 shares of $150 stock, $153 stock, it would cost you $76,500 for $153 stock, right? That's a lot of money for some people. Not everyone can handle that sort of buying power. So it's easier for me to, I would have an easier time slamming in $10,000 worth of calls. And $10,000 worth of options is a lot. It's not like $10,000 worth of stock. That's much different. Your P&L is going to move a lot quicker up and down in those options than if you had $10,000 worth of stock in a name like this, you would have like less than 70. You'd have like 69 shares. I know, giggity, right? You would have like 69 shares of Zoom. What are you going to do with 69 shares of Zoom? Let's say you rode it to the top from 154.46. You made the full 3 points and you had 69 shares and you're up $207. Not bad. A lot of people would be thrilled to have numbers like that every day, and I respect it. Believe me, I understand. But with $10,000, if I held it to the top here, I would be up like $9,000 at that point, give or take. I don't know the exact number. I'm around whatever. You get the picture that it's astronomically higher. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you also what's on the Newsbeat live portal exclusive for members. And what I do is I update strategies that I think are working now in the current environment. So I want to go through every one of these strategies after we chose this name. We obviously did the one and done right here, right? We obviously did this one, step number 6, so that's taken care of. Let's go down the list. 5 minute. Know your limit 8. Basically means as soon as the yellow line hits, could have you bought it? Could have you bought it? Let's find out. Let's find out together. Here's an exponential 8. Here's the yellow line. The first time it hits is right over here. Goes to 159.33. Pops 2 points in less than 5 minutes. Yes, you can make a trade. Yes, you could catch your 20, 30, 40, 50 cents. In my humble opinion, disagree. Would you want to be the person buying here? Maybe you have no patience. Perfect. This strategy is for you. You go ahead, you buy it, boom, you sell. That's the know your limit 8 on the exponential 8. Then we also have the know your limit 21 and 100. So now we have to change it. Now let's change it and see if it worked the first time it hit the blue line on the exponential 21. I actually know it did because I bought it here today. Could you buy Zoom and make money the first time it hits the blue line? I'm not going to put words in your mouth. Look at this right over here. Hits the blue line, flushes a little. Like, what are you, my ex-girlfriend? I'm not going to put words in your mouth. See it? Hits the blue line right over here at 163.19. Flushes a little. I go long. Kaboing. $2.50 bounce in 5 minutes. After by almost 1 o'clock when the market dies. Would you take that? And look, it went up much higher. Don't get me wrong. I was happier than a pig in fecal matter at that point. But it's done. Now, how about we also said the know your limit 100? We also have that. And notice I'm putting on one thing at a time because I don't want to confuse you with too many technical parameters. But here's the know your limit 100. Never hit. Never hit. The strategy wasn't there all day. No problem. It doesn't always set up. Next on the list is the pivot point. The pivot point. So on the pivot point here, you're actually waiting for the yellow dotted line to hit. So the pivot point is all the way down here at 149.22. It obviously never got down to this level, so you move on. The 821 curl. Now this is an interesting strategy. I don't want to get too complex in it. There are actually 2 ways to play it, long and short, and I'll probably do a lesson on that later. That wasn't the point of tonight. The point of tonight was to really show you how you could use Newsbeat strategies, but I'm going to show you this anyway from the way it's described in the video. So look, you're basically waiting for the 5 minute 8 to go below the 21. It never happened. This yellow line always remained above the blue. You move on. Strategy didn't set up. Bull and bear flag breakouts. That's step number 4 on the 5 minute. You could see obviously right over here, you had a bull flag breakout, another bull flag breakout. I don't want to start highlighting and doing a complete and total lesson on bull flags, even though I really should, right? I really should do lesson on bull and bear flags, right? You know, maybe next video. Thumbs it up if you're excited. If I get 100 thumbs up, I will do a full bull and bear flag lesson for you guys. I just want to know if you guys want it. And even if you don't want it, thumbs it up anyway. My goodness. Click it. You like the information we're showing you. You're enjoying this content. You know how much money I monetize from YouTube every single month? Thanks to your guys' thumbs up. $0 I've never collected a penny from YouTube. Okay, so moving on. Yeah, the bull and bear flag breakouts did happen. All right, so how about the 15-minute? It's actually the 15-minute strategy is what it should really be called. 15-minute strategy. And what I'm going to do is our 15-minute strategy basically says once you hit one of our moving averages, you could break out. So right over here, here's a 15-minute. You hit the exponential 8, get a breakout through 166.40, and the stock climbs this up as just underneath $170 and goes up and never looks back. Beautiful. Step number 6, the one and done. I mean, I obviously showed you that already. Just sort of for people who have like, Mark, I usually get chopped up in the middle of the day. I mean, be honest right now. Just be honest right now. It's a statistical frequency. I'll even show you the numbers. I'll show you the numbers right now from profitable traders. And again, just my due diligence and analysis. Profitable traders. This was actually from 2019 of how they do during certain times of the day. Notice that people drop off after trading after 11 o'clock. People start having losers. But notice, and these are profitable, active, profitable traders. Look how well they do from 9:30 to 10. So the reason for that is a lot of the most consistent strategies are happening between that time. Not only that, think about it. You're staring at the charts going up and down and your P&L going up and down. It wears on you. It wears on you. You know what it's like saying? It's like saying, how is your car going to be, you know, brand new right out of the factory shop or whatever, compared to mile 50,000 and mile 100,000 and mile 200,000? How is your car going to be different at that time? It's the same thing with your brain. If you're up, looking at the screen, it's just like so much wear and tear. Eventually, you're going to make stupider decisions. You're sharper in the beginning of the day. This is why the one and done based on the Newsbeat live names are so important, because we're taking names that are bullish news, either bullish analyst or bullish news in the NFL draft, bullish volume, bullish technical setup, and we're combining it all together just so we have one stupid play like Zoom in the morning. You know, you could I mean, honestly, by 9:32 a.m., my day was over. I didn't need to continue after that point. I run a room here, but to be honest, if I wasn't, I would just log off after that. I mean, bye. Thanks, Mark. I've probably made more money by 9:32 a.m. than most traders make in a month. And I'm not saying that to boast, because I'm not even showing you the number, nor do I care to talk about it to cause you FOMO and talk, oh, look what you're missing out on. It's not the point. The point is these type of things happen often. They happen very often. So I promised you I would show you my report card for the week. I'm gonna have an easier time showing. These are just the earnings from our earnings list. I chose Intel long. Like so far, these are all the Newsbeat live names. And again, I didn't do a video on all these names. It looks like I'm down on Intel. Down on eHealth, and I don't know what Skechers is going to do. And letter B is reporting tomorrow. And it's more of getting a hang of things for the earnings season right now. And again, this is just mathematical samples of what could be possible. Educational purposes only. I would never, ever, ever, ever tell you to buy or sell security, especially on earnings. And these trades are, again, for demo purposes only. Disclaimer on top. Okay. I'll show you the full report card because, obviously it's going to change by tomorrow with the earnings names I pick. So the next time I show you will be for the whole week, but I promised I'll show you. The point is, if you're able to do these algorithmic strategies, you can make money. The funny thing is, if you literally just stopped and followed everything here, you would have been fine. If you literally just followed everything there. Oh, did I go over the Mark 5? I didn't. So the Mark 5 on Zoom today, I forgot a strategy, was right over here. We called it out. Beautiful little inside candle, break 159.09. We talked about the stock, remember, breaking 160. Then that was the joking part in the room where I threatened the stock to get over 160, and that's when it happened. Look at that. You go long right there. Bloop. Beautiful trade. Beautiful. Easy money. The point is, every single one of these strategies either did one of two things. They worked, or they never existed, meaning you couldn't do it because it just wasn't there. It didn't set up properly. So if you followed those strategies on the right name, You could have done well. Now, I told you I was going to try to do something better. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to update the favorite names that I'm watching right now. I'm not always going to be right 100% of the time, but I'm going to update for Newsbeat live members in the room. I can't do it for you guys on an intraday basis because I only see you guys usually at night, right? I see you guys 7:30 usually, Sunday through Thursday, and then I usually do videos on. I think I'm doing videos. I know I'm doing videos like 7 days a week now for you guys, and just trying to really put out a lot of content right now for you guys as much as humanly possible to help you. But again, so what I'm going to do now for Newsbeat Live members is I'm going to literally talk about my favorite stocks. I'm going to update my favorite stock constantly, and I'm going to update it in the virtual trading floor, registered trademark, and I'm going to literally update it there every single day, like during the time. You'll see the timestamps in the announcement window. I'll call it out as I do it too, and you'll know my favorite name. Sometimes I'll say nothing, and that's fine. I'll say I don't have a favorite name, but you'll at least know what my favorite name is. Doesn't mean you have to trade it, but you'll know what I'm watching. You'll know what my favorite name is. And I think that's going to help you a lot. There's one moment where you're not going to get it inside the announcement window. One moment. One moment you're not going to get it. Do you Newsbeat Live members want to guess? Do hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of you want to guess? For you guys watching, when am I not going to be able to give you my favorite stock? Exactly, Lee. Exactly, Rob, Ken, Baxter, Stockman, Suzanne, Thomas. Exactly. Exactly, Beverly. So that's it. So besides for the first 1 minute, I won't type it in, but I'm going to do it similar to what I did today, and I'm going to say basically, I'm looking for a green bar. So it's going to sound something like this. Zoom looks like a good one and done, or Zoom has a good bar, or that's what I'm going to say for the one and done people, for the people who like that strategy. If you don't worry about it, and it'll get updated throughout the day. But that's how I'm going to do it from now on, and that's how I'm going to, help. Being a broadcaster is all about evolving. This job has literally changed the way I think about trading. I've been broadcasting 13 years, actively trading going on in 2 months. It's April already, right? Less than 2 months. I'm going to be a 21-year active trader. And I mean active. I don't mean investor. I mean active day trader for 21 years. And I'll tell you, every single day is a learning experience. You think you get to a point where you have to stop learning? The problem with a lot of the people in the industry is people just stop evolving. They have, some strategies. They either ripped off somebody else, which is fine if it's working and helping people, but that's the thing. There's a very fine line behind helping yourself and helping others. So when I'm sitting here trying to talk about Zoom, believe me, it's easier for me to shut the front door so it doesn't get breezy here and just focus in on my own trade. It is so much easier for me to do that, but I won't and I shall not, because it is imperative that I continue to help you guys by calling these things out and trying to put a room before myself. And yes, while I was able to capitalize on Zoom videos one and done today, if making your life easier comes at the expense of making my life a little bit harder, I will always opt for the latter. I will always opt for the latter. I will always put you guys before me. And I'll tell you, from where I've come from, even 10 years ago, but let's just talk about or 5 years, 6 years ago, but even 13 years ago as a broadcaster, I can humbly say that I would not pay a single penny for my service 13 years ago, 10 years ago, 7 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, definitely I would pay for my service. And that's kind of weird when you have to look at your own service and literally come to the point where it's like, I wouldn't pay for that crap. Who are you talking about, Mark? Yourself? Myself? And it's kind of an enlightening thing when you learn to finally accept responsibility for everything you do in life, for trading, for your actions, and, you know, just always try to become a better human being. People, we're humans, we screw up all the time. It's sort of in our DNA that we're not immortals. We're not the divine spirits of whatever. We're just human beings. And you are always going to screw up and you are always going to do things well. But what will ultimately define you as not only a human being but as also as a trader is not only accepting and criticizing yourself in a positive light. You should always ask every single time, what can I do better at whatever you do in life? You want to know want to know why I'm so good at Street Fighter? Want to know why I'm so good? It's because I enjoyed losing. I enjoy losing in Street Fighter. In trading, I can't say that I enjoy losing in trading, but there's something very exciting for me. There's something very exciting for me when I lose at trading because I stop and I say, did something evolve? Is there something to learn? And it actually excites me in a positive way. I know that sounds weird. And then when I have winning trades, I try to go back and say, how can I help people focus on these? So by constantly trying to better myself, by constantly trying to put myself on the front line of whatever happens, and yes, I understand, from legally and morally and all these other perspectives, what I'm responsible for. But to me, I was never a person who likes to point a finger. I come from a place where people would point a finger at each other all the time. Something went wrong. Here, 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 here. That's whose fault. Never, never here. Here. It's your fault. It's his fault. That's fault. This fault. This fault. Never takes responsibility for anything. That is, I am telling you from a person who has experienced that, it is not a healthy way to live. It is not a healthy way to live. Take responsibility for everything and reach out. You have the largest, the largest community here at T3 Live, the number one destination. And it's not the size that counts. It's the people that matter. I know, yeah, yeah, I know. I'm talking, 69 shares, and it's not the size that counts. I know it sounds like some rated R Family Guy cartoon, but I am telling you right now, really, it's the quality of the members that make this room great. It's the quality of the people around us that make the Newsbeat live room so special. We're always here to help you. We're here as often as we can be, which generally translates into 7 days a week. We're going to be doing something really awesome for you guys. I'm not going to spoil you yet, but I'm hoping to change everybody's lives shortly. New product through T3 in which I'm going to try to help. Again, I believe that, you know, especially after the COVID-19 money raise, and I just want to thank all the people who watched my videos and actually raised money for this COVID-19 awareness. God bless you. Really helped T3 raise almost $10,000. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but come on, it's generous people like you who stepped forward and allowed, from a religious aspect, just allowed the way I was taught it. And by the way, um, Ramadan Kareem for everybody who's celebrating that holiday. But I will tell you, the way I was raised and the way I was taught is when you give somebody money or help them, donation, in my religion they call it tzedakah, and you're trying to do a mitzvah, you're trying to do something good. Tzedakah is like the charity, and the mitzvah is like doing the good deed. And when you try to do this good deed for somebody, the way I believe in it is a lot of times the person who you give to, they'll say thank you. And what I do for all these charities and whatever, when they call me up on the phone to thank me, I never pick up. First of all, I don't recognize the number. And second of all, I never pick up the phone. I never pick up the phone. When any of these charities reach out to me and they want to say, "Oh, I just wanted to say thank you," I never answer it. I never reply. I've never replied once. You know why? Because the way I was taught is that they're doing me the favor by allowing me to perform a good deed to help them. And that's how I view really the members of this room. That's how I really view it. That's how I really view it. And I'm just in a position where I'm so blessed that I get to help other people, and other people are helping other people in the room, even without me. That this is just, as I always say, the biggest blessing I have in this world is that I actually have two families, and I'll say that to everyone. And this Newsbeat live room, it's not a room of traders, it's a family of people, and that's what you fight for. And I spend more time with my second family at the Newsbeat live room than I do with my first family, tenfold. But with that being said, um, I love you guys. I want you guys to do really well. I even have something else for you because since you watched this long, it would only be kind enough if I gave you more. I want to give you my free ebook, How to Overcome Psychological Toxicity in Your Trading. Thank you, T3, for putting out this free ebook. Thank you for not charging. Thank you for not charging for this book. It is absolutely free. A nice, easy, simple read, 39 pages, How to Overcome Psychological Toxicity in Your Trading. Click the link in the video description. Take advantage of it. There's more links as well for other things. I really hope you guys are crushing this market and doing well. And if you are not, we're going to do everything we can to get you to that level. I hope you guys enjoyed the Newsbeat live trading broadcast. Happy trading, make money. And I will see you guys tomorrow morning on the Newsbeat live trading broadcast. Have a wonderful evening.